Every now and then, Wizard101 puts out a change that literally everybody hates. And today, y'all, Wizard101 tweeted out something that is super controversial. Literally, it has more replies than likes. It got totally ratioed. And this is the tweet, right? Basically, the TLDR is they're cleaning up the crown shop, but the things that they're getting rid of are things that a lot of people buy. Wizard101 is very specifically getting rid of a lot of these furniture sets that we've had in the game for many, many years. And I know at face value, these don't really look like they're anything, especially if you're someone who doesn't do any housing whatsoever. This probably doesn't affect you, but I honestly really like these. One, what's really cool about these is that you can switch to the gold option in the crown shop and literally purchase any of these for gold. And it's not just, you know, various school sets. There's like, you know, like there's various like world themes to it. I feel like if you're starting with anything when it comes to decorating, you want a theme, right? And these help you do it. And for a lot of people, like, this is literally why they play the game. It should go to show, right? Even someone like me who literally, I do not really do housing or decorating or any of that, I've used these before. So clearly it's something that has very widespread appeal. And I think the reason for clearing up the crown shop in general is because it absolutely, in my opinion, I think we can all agree, it simply features too many items. But a lot of people were pointing this out, right? If you wanted to organize a crown shop better, why would you get rid of stuff that's in this one tab that you can only access from another tab, right? Like these furniture sets, they're not even really available, like, to be seen anywhere else in the crown shop unless you very specifically click on houses, and then you got to click on furniture sets. So if they were to really clean up the crown shop, this seems to be a really dumb place to start. And also, the fact that this is something that a lot of people buy with gold, not crowns, it's making a lot of people think that this is just a move to clear out the crown shop more of things that people aren't spending real money on. In the tweet, there's no real indication that after removing all of these furniture sets that so many people care about, like after removing them, there's no real like thing in the tweet that says there's a plan for where they're going to put this stuff later. In my opinion, because of the fact that they're not going to be selling them for crowns anymore anyways, and because they already had a buy for gold option, I think very obviously they should take every housing shop in every world and just add these sets there, and maybe find a place where you can add all of the school sets. If there truly is a plan to add all of these furniture items somewhere else that's not in the crown shop, then I don't think anyone would have a real issue with them clearing the crown shop of it, but there's no indication of that, so I think people are very rightfully annoyed at this change. Now let's talk about the real reason that they're doing this, right? They want the crown shop to feel maybe a little bit more agile, maybe a little bit more modern, a little bit less cluttered. In what universe, when that exists, would you not start on the main tabs that are already bloated? There are many examples of this. There is a mount tab that, you know, like when you click on the mount tab, this is bloat. This is what it looks like. One recommendation that I think they should do, if they have low selling mounts that haven't sold for a long time or have been in the crown shop for a while, they should remove them and replace them with the new ones that people are more likely to buy. And frankly, I think rental mounts for crowns, they take up literally half of this entire tab, and I don't really see the reason for it, because rental mounts, what's the point of even charging money for them? You don't get to keep it. You don't get to do anything, like, you don't get, it has none of the value of a real mount. I could say the same thing for the pet section as well. When was the last time do you guys recall buying a pet for crowns? I don't think this is even remotely as common as buying stuff in the crown shop for your furniture stuff and decorating and housing and that type of stuff. The pet section of the crown shop is probably one of the most outdated parts of it. There's many reasons I say this, right? One, multiple crowns pets give the exact same cards as non-crowns pets. So why do they exist? Why would anyone, right? Why would anyone consider paying 8,000 crowns for an alien pickle when it gives a 25 bubble, when there's literally a pet in the game that gives a better bubble for 35%. There's literally a 35% time of legend bubble that you can get. This pet doesn't give more copies of bubbles, so what's the point of spending all the crowns? What is the reason you would ever want this other than it looks kind of cute? That's all it is? Like, how is that not like bloating up the entire crown shop? And don't even get me started on all of the extremely useless tabs under gold, which I still don't see why this exists. Honestly, if you really wanted 50,000 gold, all you really have to do is go to Winter Tusk, fight a boss a few times, and honestly, the rate at which you get it is never gonna justify any price tag for real money for gold. You know what I'm saying? There's no scenario where this is a good idea unless you genuinely can't be asked to spend a few minutes like farming gold, which some people do that, it's fine, but this is, in my opinion, a whole tab for this. It doesn't really make that much sense. This is, in my opinion, one of the worst offenders when it comes to the crown shop. There is so much gear in the crown shop for crowns that frankly, I mean, even for a low price tag, I genuinely don't understand why these even exist. Like, I feel like a lot of these, like, they're barely even better than the gear that you get now, especially because, like, at certain levels, like level 45, they've added gear since these have been in the crown shop. I don't know who's buying, like, these themes and like, you know, especially, like, I don't know, like, some of the lower level stuff. I don't know who's paying for it, but I'd bet every last dollar in my pocket, which maybe not, it might not be a lot, but I'll bet it. I'll bet that way more people are buying furniture sets in the crown shop than people are buying random-ass level 30 and 40 themes and rings from the crown shop. When there's so many examples that are prominent of excessive things being in the crown shop, I really don't see why their area of focus was on something that is pretty obviously very popular within the community. I think the answer is really obvious, and honestly, if they don't do this, it makes, I don't know, it would surprise me. I think they should just remove these from the crown shop if they truly are creating, you know, clutter or whatever you want to call it. And because the vast majority of these things have already been sold for gold, why not just, you know, have it for gold in some vendor somewhere and just announce that? Considering that this has been the norm already, I would see no scenario where Wizard101 loses out by doing this. And honestly, all they would be doing by not doing that is like killing off a part of the community that's especially vibrant. If you don't believe me that the outrage over all of this is very justified, I challenge you to go into house tours and find a top decorated house that doesn't have some things from these furniture sets. I'm in one of them right now, and I literally have to walk through the first store to find something that would be retired with this change. The type of creativity that the housing community, you know, gets to use is, you know, a type of thinking that you don't really get to access in other parts of the game. And I think that's one of the main reasons why this part of the community has been alive for so long. So I think when that's so obvious and valid, and it doesn't take more effort than going through a simple house tour to know that, I think that's why this change seems so stupid to so many people. This is one of those things where even if the reasoning of, you know, like decluttering the crown shop is real, this is the last thing that they should have looked at compared to almost all of the other tabs in the crown shop. And hopefully they either reconsider, reverse, or, you know, at least add an alternative way to get these sets so that people aren't just unhappy. This is something that a lot of people are annoyed about. Does this affect you? Let me know in the comments. Have y'all ever bought some of these furniture sets? What do you think about the decorating and housing scene on Wiz in general? Let me know all of y'all's thoughts on this. As always, drop a like if you enjoyed. Leave a sub if you're new. I look forward to reading all of y'all's comments. Stay awesome. See y'all soon. And yeah.